It's amazing the things people notice about you when you're on television. One thing that bugged some viewers, well, you probably have never seen it unless you watched me before The Week debuted last fall. Did you know that I used to have a mohawk? It's true. For years I wore one, even while I was here in D.C. hosting a show on NPR. Feels like a lifetime ago. And I had it when I joined MSNBC last year. It's a cut that I always wanted, and after a while I figured I should just do it and see if people made a stink about it. Turns out no one I worked with said much of anything about it. If they hated it, they certainly bit their tongues. I only got rid of it because barbershops closed during the pandemic, and I was not about to attempt that cut myself. Can you imagine? I still remember the terror I felt when I arrived at the D.C. bureau for the first time I came in with that cut. Ultimately, I decided that if people could not see past my hairstyle to the quality of my work, then I guess they were not made for me, and I was not made for them. We spent a good part of this hour talking about what Pride events should focus on and how they should present themselves to the world. Oddly enough, a particular hairstyle sharpened my thoughts on this. Maybe you already saw it if you've been watching the Olympic trials. Last Saturday, Sha'Carri Richardson qualified for the U.S. Olympic track team. Her hair flowed like a fireball as she won the 100 meters in 10.86 seconds. Watch this.
Women's 100 is underway. JVN Oliver, a fantastic start. She's putting the pressure on Richardson. Here comes Sha'Carri. Richardson's going to Tokyo, 10.87.
How can you watch that and not smile? Every time I watch that, it makes me smile. And like many Olympians, she had fans in the stands cheering her on. After the race, Ms. Richardson fell into the arms of her grandmother, one of many people rooting for her. She may have gained more fans as we learned about her backstory. That fiery hairstyle that made her look even more like a superhero? She says it was her girlfriend's idea, something loud and vibrant that reflected her personality. But we also learned more about her support network. Namely, someone who was not there to cheer her on in person.
This year has been crazy for me, going from just last week losing my biological mother, and I'm still here.
What did you say? You lost your mother?
Yeah, I'm still here. Last week finding out my biological mother passed away, and still choosing to pursue my dreams, still coming out here, still making sure to make the family that I do still have on this earth proud, and the fact that nobody knows what I go through. Everybody has struggles, and I understand that, but y'all see me on this track, and y'all see the poker face I put on, but nobody but them and my coach know what I go through on a day-to-day basis, and I'm highly grateful for them. Without them, there would be no me. Without my grandmother, there would be no Sha'Carri Richardson. So my family is my everything. My everything is to the day I'm done.
Now, it's unclear whether her mother died last week or if she found out about the death last week. She declined to elaborate further. But to go from that right to the Olympic trials and perform that strongly is pretty remarkable. Then again, what else would you do? You spend your life working and waiting for the chance to turn on the afterburners and leave it all on the track. You have to go for it, no matter what else comes your way. And not only run, but strut. Swagger in bold and brilliant colors so the world will know you're here, and then do what you came to do. And if they didn't like her look, well, then I guess they were not made for her, and she was not made for them. As I said, we spend a good amount of time this hour talking about Pride events, whether they should reflect the ongoing struggles of this community or be more of a celebration. But why can't they be a little more Sha'Carri than that? Pride does not have to just be about activism or about entertainment, not just for kids or for queens or for kinksters. It can be everything. And so can we. And so can you, whoever you are. Your life and this country does not have to define itself by any one piece of itself. See, inclusion means more than just adding stripes on a flag for people of color or for transgender people. It means making room for all that we are. You won't notice every color all the time, but they're all there. And if this flag is not for you, that's cool. Some of us prefer this one instead. It speaks to who we are more than the rainbow does. Or maybe this one. If you're beefy and hairy, maybe your bearish appearance opened the door to this community and a tribe you never knew existed. But whichever flag you fly, if you fly one at all, the point's still the same. You can be all of what you are. And isn't that kind of the point of Pride in the first place? My decision to wear a mohawk on NBC and later as an anchor on MSNBC was genuinely terrifying. I was rehearsing how I'd handle the rejection. Maybe you can relate to that, rehearsing rejection. The hardest part turned out to be accepting their acceptance, and as a result, accepting myself. I'm not normal. I was born to stand out, not blend in. And maybe that's the true test of pride, learning to embrace all that this community represents and making room for those different parts to coexist, even if they don't always overlap. It is amazing what people see when they look at us, but the key is taking pride in all that we see when we look at ourselves. And with that said, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what you're taking pride in this month. Email us, theweek@msnbc.com, or tweet us @theweekmsnbc. Feel free to send us pictures as long as you took them yourself, but with or without pics, do tell us your name and where you live. theweek@msnbc.com or tweet @theweekmsnbc. We'll share some of your stories and pictures tomorrow.